you think they had a part in killing grunge?
That's what you asked me what came after.
Or did they develop their hatred from still... I don't know, because Nickelback kind of went into pop rock, right?
Well, so did Creed. So did...
True.
I mean, like, dude, I can name a bunch.
Yeah.
But go ahead, what were you saying?
I was wondering if the hatred for them actually killed the genre.
Oh, you're thinking that...
If it did last into almost the 2010.
Right.
like maybe it was Creed and Nickelback that killed grunge.
God, look at this. And it's a rest in peace of all like the... That's up, it's an obituary.
It's Nirvana, Soundgarden.
That's messed up, dude. That's messed up. It's literally an obituary of all the old grunge artists, man.
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers Podcast.
We made it.
We made it, Smokey.
Yeah, we did.
Broski.
Been a while.
It's been a minute, y'all.
Yeah.
And listen, y'all, we want to say we've had a lot of things going on, personal lives, and putting videos out every day. So excuse us for not having a podcast out immediately, but today we are here.
We back.
We back, Smoke Dog.
We made it. Yeah.
So, again, guys, if this is your first time here, leave your birthday in the comment section. And at the end of the podcast, there's a segment that we have that's called WTF. And it's not what the... It's what the...
Florida.
Yes. We pull up your birthday. Just leave the month and the day. And we'll pull up your birthday to see what exactly crazy happened in Florida. Because apparently...
Absolutely. Every day of the year. Something happens.
Every day. Yep. But we start off these podcasts by giving reading the top 3 comments from last podcast. And excuse me, guys. The top 3 comments from the last podcast was from the podcast we did on how music changed our lives. Now, the number... God, dude, I am terrible at this. Okay, the number 3 most liked comment comes from Michael McCombs 2959. Shout out Michael McCombs. He says, first of all, Trash Talkers, y'all know I always say there's 2 universal languages, right? You know what I say?
Music.
And?
Love. I don't know. What's the other one?
God dang, bro. Math and music, man.
What'd you say it was?
Math and music.
Oh, math.
Math and music.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
But Michael McCombs 2959 says there are actually 3 universal languages. Math, laughter, and music.
Oh, yeah. You can always tell when someone's happy if they laughing. Exactly. Doesn't matter what language.
He said, these are some of the greatest inventions we've ever made. And there were 2 replies. One from Metaphoria 3 says baseball. And then you got Mike the Motormouth. Shout out Mike the Motormouth. He said, I would love if that were true. However, I know there's people that find baseball painfully boring.
There are people that find it painfully boring.
I'm sorry, I'm one of those people.
Yeah?
I'm one of those people.
I used to love it when I was a kid.
Yeah, listen, I feel like that's the one sport steroids should be legal in.
Yeah, I agree, because it was much more fun when they were hitting home runs every other at-bat.
Remember Mark McGwire?
Yeah, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
Barry Bonds?
Yeah.
I mean, just... let him do it, dude.
Yeah, that's why Barry Bonds has an asterisk by his record. Yeah. Yes.
All right, so the number 2 most liked comment from that podcast comes from Serious Acton. Says, music is a quintessential aspect of life that those of us who are lucky enough to enjoy it understand how important it is to the fabric of our being.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the number 1 most liked comment from that podcast comes from Michael Ward 5370. He says, music is the most amazing thing. It can make you think, it can make you cry, it can make you smile, it can evoke memories, it can lift you. I honestly couldn't imagine life without music.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we went through it so many times in that podcast and previous podcasts that a world without music would be quite boring. But if you never had it in the first place, I guess there's something to be said for that. But now that we have it, we can't live without it.
True. Even those people out there, like, there's actually a phobia of there are people who have a phobia of not liking music.
Not living with music. Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. Like, in a way, I feel bad for people who have the phobia of listening to music.
Yeah, it's just that misophonia of music.
Is that what it was called?
Oh, misophonia is when a certain sound actually just irks your nerves. It just you can't stand to listen to it. So that would be a misophonia to music, which would be horrible. Because once it's kind of like an addiction, once you're into it, you need it forever.
So what's it called again?
Misophonia.
Misophonia. So
Yeah.
me hating the sound of nails on a
Chalkboard. That's a misophonia.
That's a misophonia.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, listen. Today's podcast is what killed grunge.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas before we get into it?
I have a few. And I'm also thinking the things that I think that actually killed the grunge genre is kind of contradictory if once we get into it, but it's like if what I'm thinking killed it, it doesn't make sense. And I know it doesn't make sense on the way I'm saying it now, but once we get into it, you'll see where I'm going here.
Okay.
What about you?
It's hard to say right offhand, and I know we'll get into it, but could be just the general zeitgeist, the feeling of the people changed over time. I mean, at some point in time, American pop culture or world pop culture, really, because grunge grew to be a worldwide thing. But the pop culture of the society of Earth, they were into the glitz and the glamour, and they wanted to see big and outlandish things and shiny outfits and people dancing a lot. But grunge changed that entire thing. They did the exact opposite of what people wanted during those days.
No.
And they came out with regular clothes on, clothes that you would see them going to the grocery store in. And they went out and performed in those clothes. And the sound, we were getting, in the 80s, we were getting to this place where electronic music was big, and it was just big, grinding beats and explosive, and it was getting bigger and bigger. Grunge came along and said, let's just take it back.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, let's do stuff that, you would hear in someone's garage when they were practicing,
And I don't necessarily know if we can say what killed the grunge genre, because there are a lot of bands that did grunge and are still going today.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're still.
Well, see, that's always the thing too. Is it really dead if they're?
That's the question.
If the originators are still doing it, I know some like Pearl Jam.
Yeah,
some of them are still
Smashing
going.
Pumpkins.
Yeah,
what it is maybe, like you said, you brought up the zeitgeist. Maybe it's they changed with the times. It's like, hey, we see there's a shift and we see things that are changing. So let's try to adapt. Let's try to get with the hipness of.
How do you feel about artists doing that though? Because that's a divisive thing. Because like we've said a bunch of times, fans grow to love what they hear first from the artist. And then when the artist tries to change with the times, you got that certain section of the fan base that rebels against it. Like, no, they suck now.
Yeah.
Well, I like what they used to sound like. I want them to make more of that.
Yeah. You also could say that in the same breath when you get those fans that were like, oh, I found this new artist or this new band that I really, really enjoy. And then once the world starts to you're like, it's no longer cool anymore.
And that could be part of what killed grunge also.
I was getting there.
Is that it became too popular. So the original heads are like, I don't really like it anymore because too many people are into it.
Well then, okay, let me ask you this. What do you think the biggest grunge band of all time is?
Nirvana.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think there's a... a lot of people will try to debate it, I'm sure.
Alice in Chains? Nirvana bigger than Alice in Chains?
Well, that's the big four, right? Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden. What am I missing?
You always do that on the fourth.
Well, see, I always said Stone Temple Pilots, but...
I would agree. Agree.
But what's the other Seattle band that we're missing? Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. Yeah, so that's the big four that a lot of people like to say because they like to keep it local. Like, okay, it started in Seattle, then the big four has to come from Seattle, right?
But see, then it's like, why does it... But see, again, we've got I can't put out the schedule, but we've got some grunge. We have a grunge band reaction coming out later this week, but they're not from America.
Yeah.
So it's like did it die down because it got so big, and like there's European artists that are doing grunge, and there's hell, there's probably J grunge. Like you got J pop.
Yeah.
It's probably J grunge.
I bet. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Like even in Atlanta, which is far from Seattle, is almost you can get in America, right? We had Collective Soul that grew to be really big, and that was a pretty big grunge band during those days. At least for us, I mean, it was played on the radio because it's an Atlanta band.
But
so.
at the same time, we're kind of biased being from Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, all right. Earlier, when you asked me, what do I think? Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I think what blew the grunge genre. Let's just say late '80s, early '90s, right? Seattle, you would agree, is the birthplace, right?
Yes.
Okay. Always raining, sun's really never out, which again, they say if you don't have enough vitamin D, then you're not going to be really that happy. That's why people say go outside, get some sunshine, because that's natural vitamin D. Now in Seattle, you don't really have that as much as other places. Okay, so that's going to cause somewhat of a depressive state,
Yeah.
All right, now you take someone who is musically talented and in that depressive state. Okay, now you got a depressive state of someone who's musically talented. Now let's just sprinkle in a little bit of drugs. Just sprinkle in a little, okay? Now, even though we're enjoying their downfall, because we don't want them to be addicted.
Unfortunately,
yes, we don't want them to be addicted to drugs. But god dang, you're giving us some of the greatest music that we love. And I think that's what resonates with people so much when it comes to this particular genre, is because everyone goes through depression, everyone goes through the anxiety, everyone has maybe going through a relationship that they hate, or their job that they hate. They're going through something personally. So when you hear an actual artist that is on the drugs, that is in a depressive state, that's in a place where it's always rainy, and he's putting his emotions to the microphone, and you're jamming to it, it's like that's what I think made it so big. And you had mentioned, the glitz and the glamour and these nice suits and everybody wearing these things in the 80s. But then it got down to where they dumbed it down. Not saying that in a derogatory way, but it's like, hey, we don't have to be all flashy on stage. Like, dude, I can just put on a flannel t-shirt, if y'all seen the shorts that I was wearing right now, it's just, that's what they did. They take me as I am. So when you have that, it applies to people who don't want to, like, I'm not trying to be the biggest and flashiest person. I just want to
need spandex.
Thank you. I don't need a blouse. I don't need this. So it's like you get these artists that come out with this good music, and that happen to be on drugs or going through depressive states. And even if the person that's listening to the music isn't on drugs, it still applies to them. Do you get where I'm going here?
Oh yeah. I think the depression might have actually added to the imagery also. Yeah. Because when you're depressed, you don't feel like dressing up to go out. You don't even want to go out in most cases when you're depressed. You want to just stay in and wear your pajamas all day, which actually feeds the depression in the long run. But
that's why I say go outside. People don't want to go outside to get the vitamin D.
Yeah, and they go outside. There's no sun out there.
Exactly.
But I think it adds to the imagery in that if you're going to just be wearing your regular clothes all day, I'm just going to go on stage in my regular clothes.
But I think that's what resonated with the people. It's like, hey, if we're going to go to a Kiss show, let's put on you be Hulk, I be Animal. We'll put on these shoulder pads with our face paint. Let's go out there or be the Bushwhackers and go out there and do that. Like, but no, at a grunge show, it's just like, hell,
whatever you're wearing today.
Whatever you're wearing at 8:30 p.m., just go. Yeah. And you're going to fit in.
Exactly.
And you're going to be accepted by other people who feel the same way. Now, what I think killed it is the same thing that boosted it. Now, this is just my opinion. Like I said, the drugs, the depressive state, the rainy days, that's what made it appeal to the masses, Now, what killed it was the drugs. It's like, if you think about it, it gets so bad to the point, and we're not saying all grunge artists, or I'm not saying all grunge artists were on drugs, but it got so big that what goes up must come down. Yeah. So as high as you want to go,
the pendulum always swings back the other way eventually.
Thank you.
Yeah. I actually want to look it up. Let's see what Google says if we type in what killed grunge?
I'm gonna guess it's. I don't even know if anyone's ever Googled that. You might be the first person to ever Google that.
Let's see.
What would Google say?
Oh, actually,
That should be a video. That should
actually,
be,
there is a suggestion for it. Let's see what it says.
dude. That should be like a game that you play with your friends like every Saturday night. What would Google say?
Yes.
That'd be dope.
Yes. Do you want to take a shot at it first?
What killed grunge? I would say the pop era. The hit me, baby,
I
one
wonder
more
if hip hop
time.
played a part in it. Thinking about it, because hip hop became this. You want to be flashy, wear your jewelry. It's the opposite of grunge. You know, you want to look nice. You want to wear your new shoes. It's kind of the opposite. And when hip hop became the leading genre in music, you know, it kind of changed all that. People wanted to start dressing up again.
You might be onto something because that's what was pushed was the look at my chain, the girls, the
Yeah,
cars.
yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm like, wait, but wasn't there like, you know, sad emo rap then? But now that I think about it,
Yeah, not really.
I mean,
At least
now-
not in the mainstream.
now it
Now it is.
You
Now
said-
I mean, there's grunge rap nowadays. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, hell, we've made grunge rap songs.
Yeah.
I wish I could be somebody to love, somebody to hold me.
Yeah. All right. Well, Google says the first thing that comes up is from Britannica.com. It says eventually grunge faded, partly because of the death in 1994 of Nirvana's Kurt Cobain, who had become a generational spokesman, but also because of the disappointing record sales by many of the bands from Seattle who never did become the next big thing. Oh, so maybe it's an oversaturation thing, according to what they're saying. Maybe like because it blew up so big that these 4 or 5 bands, you know, and a few bands from other places were selling so much that they started just saturating the market with new bands from Seattle.
It got
And,
oversaturated.
and people are like, well, this is not as good as what was coming out, you know, and it's just too much. Like sometimes too much of a good thing is too much. Like
Again-
you don't want to eat steak every day.
No.
Yeah, so if there's like, okay, you know, one of the big record labels, Sub Pop or whoever was pushing grunge at that time, you know, if they're like, okay, well, we've just put out 8, 10 new grunge artists this year, and people are like, yeah, I don't know that I want to hear all of them.
Yeah, but oversaturation. Yeah, but I don't know. Can't you say that about any genre? Like, why did they do that? Like pop.
Yeah.
Pop. I mean, you know how many Britney Spears
Yeah.
esque
yeah.
people there were?
Well, it happened to boy bands though, right?
True.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain genres that seem to be immune to it, like hip hop.
Hip hop.
Like I don't know how many bling rappers you can put out there, but they keep selling somehow.
I don't know, dude. So Google said they kind of attributed to the death of Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, see, that seems early though, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Doesn't it feel like Kurt Cobain actually, his death
Boosted
skyrocketed
it.
grunge?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of feels, yeah. I mean, of course, grunge was blowing up before then, but it feels like after Kurt died, then the Nirvana record sales went through the roof. And then
That's
there-
a thing, though.
the people that were into it are like, oh, let me check out some more of these bands.
Yeah, I mean, hell, dude. Like, I remember my first time hearing Stone Temple Pilots. I'm half the man, and I think that was later in the grunge era. Would you agree?
I'd have to look up when that came out. Actually.
I'd say that was on the tail end of when grunge came out. Trash Talkers, you guys can let us know in the
Yeah.
comments. But when I heard it, I'm like, dude, I need to hear more. And then I find out about the Nirvanas, and I find out about the Alice in Chains, and I find out about the Soundgardens and the Smashing Pumpkins and all these other
Yeah.
bands. And it's like, bro, again, that's the resonation thing I was talking about. Because me at this time being a teenager, or like early teens, I'm like, okay, I'm half the man I used to be. I'm not even a man at this point. I'm still a boy, but somehow I resonated because the grunge sound puts out a feeling. What's the word? How am I trying to say this? Puts out a sound, and you know they say sound frequencies can like like mess with
elicit a response.
yeah, from your like your mental. Like they say,
Yeah,
if there's certain frequencies that'll make you feel this way, or there's certain frequencies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think I was a depressed child, but now going back looking to it, it's like maybe I kind of did the music make me depressed? Is that what made me so? You know what I mean? Like because of the frequency.
But wouldn't you resonate with whatever?
But that's what I'm saying. So does that would that have made me depressed? Was I? Because
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it had to be in you already.
That's what I'm thinking. So were you
Yeah.
a fan of like grunge, like when you were like a kid?
No, not necessarily. I mean, but when you're a kid, you know, you're like, oh, I gotta do whatever's cool, you know. Yeah, especially in school or whatever. You might be bumping something by yourself at home, in your room, you know, keeping it on low and just listening.
Hell, I told you about my Beethoven 8th Symphony story.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm listening to 3/6. Really, I'm listening.
Yeah. And somebody's like, what you listen to? Oh, just that new 8-Ball and MJG.
Oh yeah, let me hear. Hold on. And then you skip track. Oh, you gotta skip track.
Yeah,
so
you had to change the CD.
Yeah,
real
hold
quick.
on, man. No, but I don't know. You say it has to be in you, but
I'll tell you this: when I watched wrestling as a kid, I loved Raven.
yeah, and he was the grunge
It's
wrestler.
not that I ever was like just banging grunge music all day, but I really loved that character. So there was something about it that attracted me to it. So I knew, or I didn't know, but once I found grunge, I was like, hey, I resonate with this.
Bro, Raven came out with flannel,
Yeah.
a black t-shirt under it, messy hair with them shorts on, and just sat at the bottom of the thing, just
the
sitting
jean shorts.
there. Yeah, just sat there. And for some reason, me and you both like that.
Yes, those are one of my favorites of all time.
So why did grunge not connect with you? If that
I
wrestling,
don't know. Maybe it's just being a kid and you're like, I gotta get into what everybody else is into.
but how many other kids you knew other than Hollywood was in the Raven? Was any of your friends? They was all talking about the Rock.
They hated him. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Rock, Stone Cold.
Because I'd be like, man, I like Raven. They're like, why? Why would you like that?
Raven, man, just that regular DDT he would hit.
Yeah, the even flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, not only now you said you think it has to be somewhat in you. You liking Raven, being the grunge character that Raven played, it was in you then.
It
right?
was, yeah. I just didn't know it yet.
You didn't know it.
Yeah.
But it took grunge to pull it out of you, man.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. It's like it grabs something that you F with, but it reaches in and say, no, bro, it's in here. We pulling it out.
Yeah. That's what this channel has done.
Yes, thank y'all, man.
Things that we never knew.
And y'all, y'all wonder why Smokey and me wear so many dark colors. I wonder why.
Yeah.
We don't ever come on here with white, yellow, green shirts on.
Exactly. Also, it says, what did the grunge era, or why did the grunge era end? Several factors contributed to grunge's decline in prominence. During the mid to late 1990s, many grunge bands broke up or became less visible. Nirvana's Kurt Cobain, labeled by the Time as the John Lennon of the swinging Northwest.
Wait, John Lennon got shot though, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
All
Yeah.
right,
Struggled with an addiction and heroin before his death in 1994.
See, again.
So maybe the drugs did play a part in the decline also.
Well, see, like, okay, let's take Dave Grohl. You know, after he left Nirvana, became, made Foo Fighters and megastar, right?
Well, I mean, I guess he was technically already a megastar because Nirvana had blown up so big after.
But he wasn't the front man. You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
Foo Fighters, he's the front man. So, okay, we know Nirvana and all these other bands. Let's just talk about Nirvana for a second. We know they enjoyed their substances, right? Okay. Do you think Dave Grohl participated? I would, if you had to take a guess, I would probably
say probably.
Probably,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know for sure though.
We don't know. We're just speculating. We're just don't take us, But anyway, if Kurt Cobain was doing it and everyone else in the band was doing it, Dave Grohl did it. Now Kurt, a bad thing happens to him. Now, if drugs killed that band, because the lead singer, obviously the illicit substances that we was using probably had something to do with his death. You would agree, right?
Yeah, probably. It probably helped feed his depression, yes.
Which fed the music. Now, Dave Grohl went on to make Foo Fighters. So why didn't it affect him as much as it did Kurt?
I think he was alive long enough to overcome it, because most people with addictions, not everybody, most people with addictions, eventually you become old enough to where you're like, I don't need this anymore. I need to quit, or I'm not going to get old. I'm not going to be able to make 10 more albums with a different band.
At the same time, there's also some people that just don't care.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's probably a lot of the people in grunge too. They
How did Lane die?
They didn't mind. His was also
Overdose?
OD. Yeah.
So, man,
He actually lasted till 2002, I believe.
Yeah.
He made it a little longer, but
it just makes you think,
and
like,
the depression took a few of them also.
Bro.
Like just like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
The depression and the
ending
their own life.
It's so crazy. The topic being what killed grunge. It's like, dude, I would pay to be able to talk, to have a physical conversation with Kurt Cobain, to have a physical conversation with Lane Staley, because we've seen performances where they're just like out of it, dude. And could it be that drugs is what fueled it, but drugs is also what killed it, because the drugs took this person out, and then once the biggest figures in grunge, once the drugs got rid of them, then it's like, well, hey, there is no Nirvana anymore, there is no Alice in Chains anymore. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it fueled them, but at the same time it wiped them out.
Yeah.
What goes up must come down.
I think that's it. I do. A name that doesn't get mentioned a lot is Tool in the grunge era. But when Tool first came out, they were labeled in the grunge genre. Of course, they transcended that and became progressive.
Transcended. They just transcended.
Yeah, they transcended the music industry.
Yes.
Tool became so like it's almost like an occult fan base.
Yeah. Where were you going with that?
Well beyond the grunge scene, but
where were you going? I want to hear where you going with this, because you had said.
Oh, they were. I mean, obviously Maynard participated, allegedly.
I don't know if he did. Not with those kind of drugs.
I don't know. I mean, but you listen to like their first album or something.
Well, there is a song called H.
Yeah, there was a lot of drug references, but maybe a lot of it was hallucinogens.
That's what I'm saying. More psychedelics.
Yeah.
Not pharmaceuticals.
But still, they made it out the other side, even being grouped in with all the grunge bands of the time.
Yeah.
They made it out the other side to become something way bigger than they could have been if they would have just been a grunge band.
So let me ask you this. Tool made it out, right? Let's say Kurt was still here. Just as big, or as big, or not big at all as Tool?
I feel like, look at Ozzy. Ozzy went through all of that stuff.
He did it. He did all of it. There was actually a shortage.
For how many years?
There was a shortage of drugs due to
Exactly.
There was a shortage.
So he made it through, right? And I don't know what he does these days, but I imagine he's toned it down a little bit at least.
Ozzy's
and became one of the greatest of all time. Would that happen to Kurt Cobain if he stayed around?
That's my question. What do you think? Would a Nirvana be a Tool, or on the level of Tool? If Kurt was still here?
You know why that's hard to say? Because they got so big after Kurt's death that it's hard to say if they would have been that iconic level.
See, I would ask you would Alice in Chains, but William came in after Lane, you know, and god damn, that is a hard one. Right.
Arguably, as great as Willie Duvall is.
Oh, Willie.
Yeah, Big Willie Duvall. As great as he is, like, they're not on the level they were with Lane.
It ain't
unfortunately.
Lane. And like Big Willie's that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But Lane was that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? For real, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. And to take nothing away from him.
No, man.
Great artist.
Shout out Big Willie, man.
Let's see, what replaced grunge music?
Let me take a guess for you.
All right.
I mean, you have to say pop or hip hop, because
hip hop, but I don't know. What about something in the rock genre that replaced it? I mean, it was kind of bleeding into alternative during the 90s.
That's it.
You think
Butt rock.
Huh?
Butt rock.
Butt rock. Yeah, that's probably it, right? It says, after dominating mainstream rock music in the 90s and 2000s, post-grunge eventually wore out its welcome in the 10s
in the
Wow, I didn't even realize it
2010s.
lasted that long.
Dang.
But maybe that's what they're talking about. It was bleeding into butt rock and alternative and whatnot.
Okay.
Few bands are playing post-grunge anymore, largely moving onto straightforward alternative rock or pop rock.
So
Well, you
pop.
kind of had it, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, pop and I would. Does butt rock fit into that though?
I think so.
Butt rock is like a form of metal, but some would argue that
Oh.
grunge was also a form of metal.
well, is Creed a form of metal?
Kind of. I mean,
that
was kind of post grunge though,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Because
yeah.
that was post the big blow up of
Yes.
grunge, and they were almost doing a direct grunge, like original grunge style, at least with the vocals. Maybe they were a little bit heavier and bled over into metal a little bit.
I'm just saying after the grunge started down, and that's crazy. They said the 2010s.
Yeah, I didn't think it lasted that long.
Yeah, but after that, you didn't hear much of the Yarls.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it was Creed and Nickelback.
Creed. Ah, damn, you're right. Actually, Nickelback. They do. Holy shit.
Do you think they had a part in killing grunge?
That's what you asked me. What came after?
Or did they develop their hatred from still? I don't know, because Nickelback kind of went into pop rock, right?
Well, so did Creed. So did
True.
I mean, like, dude, I can name a bunch.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What were you saying?
I was wondering if the hatred for them actually killed the genre.
Oh, you're thinking that?
If it did last into almost the 2010,
Right.
like maybe it was Creed and Nickelback that killed grunge.
God, look at this. And it's a rest in peace of all like the. That's
That's
it's an obituary.
It's Nirvana,
Yeah, dude, that's
Soundgarden.
messed up, dude. That's messed up. It's literally an obituary of all the old grunge artists, man.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't know, dude. You might be onto something with that one, dude. It's because if you ask me, if we're talking specifically about a genre that's kind of in the midst of the grunge sound, I would say it would be like a Creed. It'd be like a alternative, a Nickelback.
Yeah.
Why do I keep wanting to bring up Clearwater, Creedence, what
I
is
have no clue.
That's 70s, right?
Yeah.
Creedence Clearwater?
Creedence Clearwater Revival. Crazy, something I found out about them.
Oh, hell,
They
here we
did all
go.
those New Orleans songs, Born on the Bayou, and all this like southern rock.
And they're from Illinois.
Psychedelic
Watch,
rock.
they be from Michigan.
I think it was California.
The hell?
Let's see. Hold on. I gotta look that up. Cause I was blown away. I was like, they're not from New Orleans.
Oh, dude, there's like, there's a lot of artists that make songs. Like, well, I was gonna say Ray Charles with Georgia, but he was from Georgia.
El Cerrito, California.
And y'all know damn well y'all weren't born on no damn bayou. I don't know what the hell y'all talking
They
about.
did jambalaya. They did
Yeah.
all the Creole Cajun stuff, and they're from California. I guess they were just fascinated
with the culture. Yeah, that's, I don't know, dude. Going back to the grunge thing, dude. Grunge is one of my favorite genres. You guys know that, if you've watched us on this channel. Grunge is one of my favorite genres, and it's like, I don't want to. So again, the title of this podcast is "What Killed Grunge."
Yeah.
So then we would have to say grunge is dead.
Yeah.
But it's still one of my favorite genres. So, and I'm okay with going back and pulling out the old stuff.
You know what though? Luckily, as we found with all of our old favorite genres that are seemingly dead, there's still somebody out there. There's still younger people that are doing it these days. That's the greatness of the internet.
It's just the internet.
Because
right,
the radio stations aren't going to play a new grunge band.
Trash talkers, put me on a new grunge band.
Yeah.
Put me on like a Alice in Chains 2.0. Put me on a Nirvana 2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. I'm not even gonna guess or try to, denounce what you just said, because 100%, dude. There's somebody out there doing it. I mean,
there's people still doing crunk.
Yeah, Crunk ain't dead. Crunk ain't dead.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out Duke Deuce, but also, dude, Slick Killer. What's your final? your final message? Like, that sounds like a 3-6 8-track song.
The old Memphis horrorcore. Yeah,
and it jams.
Yeah.
I need to hear some 2023 grunge.
Yes, definitely. Guys, leave us some comments.
Please.
We want to see what grunge sounds like these days. And like with a lot of those artists we were talking about, they are doing the exact style that was popular in the mid-90s.
Ooh, hold on.
Early 90s.
I got something for you. All right, so the early grunge, they're talking about the depression and the girls leaving them and the drugs, right? What if the 2023 grunge is like about getting too many COVID shots? Getting inflation.
This inflation's got me so depressed.
Yeah, dude, I'm saying that'd be great if it was.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it's talking about real life situations that's actually going on.
And that was what grunge was about, right?
Yeah.
Real life, other than the glitz and glamour.
Why grunge? Where did the name? Who coined the term grunge?
I don't know, but I feel like it might have come from just the filthy,
Filth,
like uncleaned up, sounds.
Yeah.
Like you go in there, your guitar's
It's just
distorting
raw.
and feedback. You just leave it in.
That's
Just
raw.
leave it on the recorder.
This dude in here he got on some jean shorts that got 75 holes in it. He been wearing that damn shirt for 30. I met him last month. He's still wearing it, and it's just grungy.
Yeah,
but it's
and the sound too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like, your snare's too loud. Who cares? Leave it in.
Hey, look, you can. So all right, I got a song I want to play. All right, hold on. Look, I got here's the first riff. Let me play. Dun, 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 dun. You hear somebody, hey bro, let me get a cigarette. Leave it in there, bro. Leave it in there. Leave it in there. I'm telling you, dude. It's just raw, the soft white underbelly of music.
It is, yeah.
That's it.
That's
man.
where the name came from.
Yeah, man. Trash Talkers, leave us some new grunge bands that are out there, because we're interested to hear on what some post grunge sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smoke, you want to do some
post grunge now?
post grunge?
Yeah.
Yes. You want to get us some WTF?
Yeah, you got some dates for
I
me?
do have some. Guys, again, leave your birthday, just the month and the day, down in the comment section, and we will read what crazy stories happened on your birthday.
All right.
So, let's see what I got for you here. Smoke diggity 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 dog. Okay. Shout out Biker Trash 64 Babe. 64.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out you.
Yeah.
I guess I'll read the comment as well. So her birthday, or Biker Trash 64 Babe, November 30th.
Okay.
Says, I just enjoy hearing you both. Music just makes your day better. Shout out Biker Trash 64
Thank you
Babe.
so much.
Thank you for that. What happened on this birthday, November 30th?
November 30th.
In Florida. What the Florida November 30th, Smokey?
All right, this one comes from the Miami Herald on November 30th of 2018. Florida man broke into a car dealership. Video shows he ended up with his pants down. Talk about your bumbling burglars. A video posted on the Lakeland Police Department's Facebook page shows an individual breaking into a Hyundai dealership. The break-in did not go as smoothly as planned.
Sounds like it didn't.
About 9 p.m., yet to be identified suspect used a fire extinguisher to break a hole in the wall.
Jesus Christ. What was that wall made of?
The 3-minute clip taken from the Polk County Business surveillance video shows the hole wasn't user friendly. Okay. So he tried to slide through the hole in the wall and his pants slid off while he was going through the hole in the wall.
It was too small, so
He didn't make the hole big enough.
Kids wear, that's what she said.
Tighten your belt.
Put on a damn belt, man.
Yeah.
That was your What the Florida Biker Trash 64 Babe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one we got is from Don Texter 8170. First of all, his comment is, my birthday is August 2nd and music is life. So, What the Florida, August 2nd.
All right.
This is yours, Don Texter 8170. Let's see what happens.
August 2nd comes from CBS News. Let me go ahead and click on it, make sure I can read the whole story. Florida man jailed after dispute over hedgehog leads to armed confrontation.
No, bruh. What
You gonna shoot somebody over a hedgehog?
I want Sonic and I want him now. Dude, that's crazy.
A Florida man was arrested on aggravated assault charges after he allegedly armed himself with a machete and a baseball bat during a dispute with his son over a hedgehog.
Oh my God.
With your son.
Bro, I swear to God, I thought you was about to say he armed himself with the hedgehog.
I will throw this thing at you. He's prickly. He will put your eye out.
I will throw this.
You see these prickles? They gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. Man.
Yeah, you want to hear any more?
Yeah, let me hear what else you got on.
The guy was walking outside his Green Acres home Sunday, pushing a wheelchair with a baseball bat and a machete on the seat when deputies arrived. When deputies asked, he said the items, I'm trying to skip over his name, was for protection, the report said.
I get it, bro. I get it, but he was already armed.
Claimed he just had to walk over to tell his son to come in and get the hedgehog he left at his home, and it ended up being a armed dispute.
First of all, shout out to all our Floridians out there, but god dang it, are hedgehogs that valuable there or something? What?
I think the son was leaving it at his house, and he's like, "If you don't get your dang hedgehog."
That was you, Don Texter 8170. Let's do one more here, Small. All right, so we got one more, and this comes from El Jefe Bridget. Shout out El Jefe Bridget. Also a Patreon member, loyal trash talker.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going to read this entire comment. It says, my 40th birthday is next week on October 5th. Happy early birthday. Actually,
late birthday.
My mother's birthday is October 6th. So I know you're a Libra. Shout out to you, because you and my mom are close. But she says, all right, my 40th birthday is next week on October 5th. You want to know how I got in the 3-6 Mafia? One of my cousins says, have you ever heard of satanic rap? Mystic Styles was awesome and introduced me to a whole new music genre. For me personally, there are songs that can bring me out of depression, that aren't happy songs. They remind me that there is beauty in music and good things in the world to live for. Loved this episode. So, El Jefe Bridget, your 40th birthday, October 5th. What the Florida,
October
Smokey?
5th. A lot of things happen on October 5th. Do you want to hear? We might need to skip that one.
No, I want to hear it.
Florida man mistakenly shoots and kills son-in-law. Or do you want to hear a 77-year-old man aimed to sell ill-gotten erectile drugs?
Yes, please.
All right.
I'll take that one. That sounds interesting.
This one comes from Fortune.com. 77-year-old Florida man arrested for a scheme to sell $1,800 worth of erectile dysfunction drugs in exclusive retirement community villages.
Oh, bro, he was the plug in Florida. He was the plug in Florida.
In the
bro, he walking around the retirement home shaking Viagra and Cialis like, what's up, bro? Y'all need you? I got the thing for you. What's up? What's up, bro? I got them things.
See them blue ones? That's the fresh blue ones.
That's the good ones?
Yep.
Okay.
Federal authorities. He got a federal. Oh my God. Yeah. Federal authorities have arrested a 77-year-old man for allegedly buying more than $1,800 in erectile dysfunction
How
drugs
much is that a pill?
without a prescription.
I need to keep I hope they give an amount of pills, because I need to do the math on this.
See. Without a prescription and intending to sell them in the massive Central Florida retirement community, the Villages, and elsewhere.
That's a real trapper right there, bro.
He was. The man was arrested last month in the Villages, where he lives alongside nearly 80,000 full-time residents. Oh, he was getting paid.
He was getting it in, bro.
Yeah.
They don't say how many pills he got caught with?
No, I'm trying. It's a long story. I don't see the amount right now.
Damn, hold on. The Villages is no stranger to stories about the sex lives of its residents, rumors about swingers, public sex, and high rates of sexual transmitted
I've heard about
disease.
this community before.
Talk to me.
I heard there's a retirement community where they had an outbreak of STDs, like because all the old people are, yeah. Oh. Yeah, they getting it on up there in them retirement communities.
Yeah, so he the plug walking around. Hey, bro, we having one tonight, bro. I got
so he was feeding that problem that was going on there.
Old Richard over there ain't been able to get it up in 6 years. Here comes old Kevin walking around with that cane, shaking them damn pill. Yeah, he's probably gotten so good. Richard, open your mouth. He just flicks in it.
He got a Pez dispenser. How many you need, Flo?
Let me get about. No, you do the best old man verse. Hey, how many you need?
I got you. How many you need?
You tell me.
You tell me.
I got.
You got the pill. Okay, you got the pill. All right. Let's see. I was looking at Wilma and Mildred.
What about LD?
Man, I don't know about that.
No, Ellen.
Better make it 3. Let's just do 3.
3 of the thing.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
three.
Hold on. Oh, no, I don't do hand to hand.
Oh, you don't do. You got some water? I will need some water.
That is crazy, man. That is what happened on your birthday in Florida, El Jefe.
Yeah.
Listen.
The old people were getting it on.
They was getting it on.
Yeah.
Man, it's all I gotta say is what the Florida, dude.
What the Florida?
Florida, man. Listen, this was a good podcast, and guys, thank y'all for rocking with us. And we apologize that it took us some time to get this out. Again, we're gonna try to continue to keep them going. Thank y'all for hanging out with us again. Leave your birthday down in the comment section, and we'll read what happened crazy in Florida on your birthday. And again, the top 3 comments get read at the beginning, and also let us know what you think killed grunge, or is grunge still alive?
Yeah. Grunge not dead. Grunge not dead. Grunge not dead.
Yeah, 100%. You got anything else want up?
Nah, that's it for this week.
That's it for this week. Again, guys, thank y'all for hanging out with us on this episode of the Trash Talk Podcast. Guys, with that being said, my name's Grunge Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez coming
And we're
over
and
out.
Deuces.
Yeah. All right, booking my flight to Florida.